Got a full house today. Welcome to the June 3rd session. Before we start, we always open with a short prayer, and today we're going to ask Commissioner Painter if you'll lead us in a prayer, please.
Be honored to. If you are so moved, please bow your heads. Lord, we thank you for this beautiful day that you've made. Lord, we thank you for the opportunity to gather as citizens and employees of Clermont County to make decisions today that make Clermont County a better place to live, work, and raise a family. We ask you to be with those today who are in the armed forces of the United States, ensuring our freedoms, not only here in this country, but abroad. We ask you to be with those who are in the sheriff's uniform, those of law enforcement throughout our county, our firefighters, our paramedics, and our EMTs. Lord, these are the people that you inspire to run towards tragedy, to bring help to people when they are in their time of need. Lord, we ask you to be with those who are ill and afflicted, who are unable to be at this meeting today. We ask your healing hand be placed upon them, and that they be able to join us at a later date. All these things we ask in your Son's precious name. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen. Thank you. Commissioner Corcoran, you will lead us in the pledge. I
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, we will now call this meeting to order. First item is the approval of the regular session minutes of May 20th, 26th. Do I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
I will second.
Roll call, please.
Commissioner Painter,
Yes.
Commissioner Corcoran,
Yes.
Commissioner Batchelor.
Yes. And today we have some new employees. Clermont County Kennel. Kiara, you have someone?
Good morning, Commissioners.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Kiara Swartz, your kennel administrator. I'm here introducing Daisy Grooms, who's our newest full-time kennel attendant. She's from Covington, Kentucky, and has some experience in veterinary medicine and as a corrections officer. And she did volunteer at her local animal shelter, too, for a time.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Welcome. Don't
Welcome.
leave. We'll take pictures when we get through all of this, okay? Next is Community and Economic Development. Morning, Heath.
Morning.
Keith Wilson, Clermont County Building Department. Today I have with me Nick Robbins. He's our newest member of the building inspection team. He lives in the Milford area, and he loves golfing, watching TV, and spending time with his kid. And we are very happy to have him on our building inspection team.
Great.
Welcome. Thank
Welcome.
you. Facilities, Ronnie? There you are. I didn't see you back there.
Good morning, Commissioners. I have Sarah Scott. She will be joining our team as a second project manager. Sarah is originally from New Mexico and now resides here in Clermont County. She's married and has 2 girls. And when she's not spending time with them, she enjoys crocheting as well. So,
Nice. Thank
Welcome.
you. Welcome. Joel, are you hiding back there too?
Hiding too. Good morning, Commissioners.
Morning.
Morning.
I'm excited to present 2 new employees this morning in the Water Resources Department. Anthony Tony Evans joins Water Resources as an electrician 3 in our electro maintenance department. Tony comes to us most recently from a commercial electric company, but he was also the lead electrician for several years at the Coney Island Sunlight Pool before it closed. Tony enjoys spending time with his wife and 7 grandchildren, and they enjoy traveling and taking in a live music show as often as they can. One of his favorites is the Rolling Stones, who he has seen 5 times. We also have with us Nicole Dale. Nicole joins as an administrative support specialist in our commercial service group. Nicole relocated from to Ohio from Florida, and we've already begun to compare the many ways in which our 2 states differ and why Ohio is the best state in the country. Of course. Nicole enjoys keeping up with her 2 adult sons and is a practicing palmist and paranormal investigator. We're happy to have you both, and we're looking forward to get to know you and working with you at the Clermont County Water Resources Department. Welcome,
Welcome.
both of you.
Okay. We're all gonna Dave, you got your widescreen now?
We have all the new employees.
Usually try not to.
All right. So we let them have them. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Are we good?
Now move it.
Now we're like each other.
There we go.
There we go.
And one more. 3, 2, 1. And we're good.
Welcome, everyone. Okay, next we have a proclamation. Bill, you want to join me at the podium?
You're back up today.
Good morning, everyone. This proclamation is to recognize World Elder Abuse Awareness Day. I'm up here, sir. And it reads, whereas older adults are valued members of our communities whose wisdom, experience, and contributions have strengthened families, neighborhoods, workplaces, and institutions across generations. And whereas every older person deserves to live with dignity, safety, independence, and respect, free from abuse, neglect, and exploitation. And whereas raising awareness about elder abuse is essential to preventing harm, supporting victims and survivors, and promoting strong systems of protection, advocacy, and care. And whereas communities, caregivers, service providers, financial institutions, healthcare professionals, law enforcement agencies, and families all share a responsibility to recognize warning signs, report concerns, and ensure older adults are protected and supported. And whereas the National Center on Elder Abuse and Clermont Senior Services recognize the importance of acting to raise awareness, prevent, and address elder abuse. Now therefore be it proclaimed that we, the Board of County Commissioners, do hereby proclaim June 15th, 2026 as Elder Abuse Awareness Day in Clermont County, and encourage all residents to recognize the importance of protecting older adults from abuse, neglect, and exploitation, to support efforts that promote awareness and prevention, and to honor the dignity and value of older adults in our community. And it is signed by all three commissioners, myself, Bonnie Batchelor, David Painter, and Claire Corcoran. And Bill, it is an honor to give you this and for all the hard work that you do for our older residents of Clermont County. Thank you
very
so much.
Thank you. And it's not just me doing all the hard work. I got about 100 people behind me that make this happen. Not right behind me, but at the office. At the office, there's about 100 more people. But I did bring a few with me today. Angel Burton is our CFO, of course. Emily Shack, our Supportive Services Director. And I have Marla Catron and Deborah Hines, Adult Protective Services Investigators. And I know World Elder Abuse Awareness Day is June 15th every year, but at Clermont Senior Services, it is a 365 kind of thing. It renews at the beginning of every day and doesn't stop until the end. But we make sure that we train our staff to be our eyes and ears out into the community to recognize those signs of elder abuse. But it's more than just our staff too. It takes the community to do that. And one thing I want to highlight is Deborah Hines. She is the facilitator of our CAPS team, our I team. It's an interdisciplinary team of community partners where She helps build elder abuse awareness in the community with professionals and all throughout Clermont County. So we really appreciate what she and that team do to bring about elder abuse awareness here in Clermont County. So appreciate the proclamation, appreciate the opportunity to highlight the importance of it, and thank you for allowing us to do that.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Let me go. I got one more, if we can do this.
Yeah.
Cindy?
Yeah.
You're going to hang back?
Yeah.
Good morning. Welcome. I'm glad you're here.
Thank you.
This is a certificate of recognition for Cindy Sparks. Congratulations on receiving the 2026 Home Health Aid Hero Award from the Council on Aging. Thank you for your many years of dedicated service to the seniors of Clermont County. Your unwavering dependability, trusted care, and steadfast commitment bring comfort and dignity to those you so faithfully serve. And it is quite an honor for the commissioners to be able to give you this today. Again, it is signed by myself, Bonnie Batchelor, Commissioner Painter, and Commissioner Corcoran, and an honor well deserved.
Thank you very
so
much.
much.
Thank you.
Commissioners, don't go away, Cindy. I'm really gonna have to get your picture.
You want to do them all together?
Yeah.
We'll do two.
I figured you would want two and then one together.
So we're gonna
I love that thing they did.
Oh,
Wasn't it
very
awesome?
nice, yes.
Right here. 3, 2, 1, and 3, 2, 1.
That looks good.
Good.
Okay.
Let's do the everybody.
All right.
Well, here, you get more than Cindy.
Get those two certificates.
And we're going 3, 2, 1. One more. 3, 2, 1. And looks good.
I cleared the room. Next, we have a presentation by Gary Knepp about our America 250.
Good morning.
Morning.
Every month that I am here, I give great thanks to you for giving me the opportunity to tell you some stories about some of the people of Clermont County that have contributed to this county and the nation. And this day, I'm going to be talking about two World War II veterans from Clermont. There were more than 839,000 Ohioans who served during the Second World War. Of those, between 5,000 and 6,000 were from Clermont. This is a significant amount considering the fact that Clermont's population was only a little over 34,000 in 1940. This American moment is about two of those men. First is Harmon Utter. There's a photograph of Harmon up there. He was born in Neville on August the 25th, 1909. He attended the New Richmond schools and then graduated from the U.S. Naval Academy in 1932. Several years later, he was trained as a pilot in flying what was known as a PBY Catalina, which is essentially a reconnaissance plane. The Cat, he was sent to and deployed to the Philippines in June 1941. The Catalina was a flying boat designed to hunt submarines with aerial torpedoes and depth charges. Its top speed was just 196 miles per hour. It had a 9-man crew and was armed with 330 caliber machine guns and 250 caliber. On December 10, 1941, Lieutenant Utter and his crew were ordered to board their Cat with torpedoes and depth charges and attack the invading Japanese. The plane was so overloaded that it had trouble getting up from the waters of the Bay of Habitat. Once airborne, Utter saw a flight of 3 Japanese Zeros on his tail. The Zero was the hottest plane. I'll show you the Zero. The Zero was the hottest plane in the Pacific. It could reach speeds of up to 350 miles per hour, and it was extremely lightweight and very nimble. It carried 2 20-millimeter cannons and 2 machine guns. A confrontation between the Catalina and the 3 Japanese Zeros was basically a foregone conclusion what was going to happen. But he didn't tell that to Harmon Utter. He decided that there was only one way to stop this, is to charge into the 3 with this plane that he had. He turned it around and began flying to get behind one of the Zeros. When he got into position, his bow gunner unleashed a stream of heavy tracer fire and brought the plane down. This was the first verifiable accounting of an American bringing down a Zero in the war. But he wasn't finished, of course. There were 2 more planes to take care of. The Zero that was flying by just put a stream of a round of bullets into his plane, and as he passed by, Utter knew that he couldn't survive the next plane. So basically what he did was to trick his adversary into believing that he was shot down. He purposely dived into the water to create what he thought was a death example. But he was able to save the ship, the flying ship, and the next day he was back on the job with that same plane. On Christmas Day, his plane was caught on the water and was destroyed before he could take it back up. Utter escaped into the Bataan Peninsula, which at the time heavy war was being waged against the United States from Japan. There were 12,000 Americans there, including a Clell Stilwell from Milford, who was fought through the battle, the 3-month battle, survived the Bataan Death March, and then died in prison camp in the Philippines on the day that he was supposed to graduate from high school. After this event was over, our flying flyer decided that he was going to escape this next time that he was shot up and his plane was burning on the waters. He went to the Bataan Peninsula and spent 6 weeks there eluding Japanese soldiers, and was taken by submarine back to Java, and later was able to go back to the United States. He returned to service after he was rescued, and on April the 1st, 1945, the United States served poised to invade Okinawa, considered by the Japanese to be a homeland. To counter the massive American armada, the desperate Japanese unleashed what they called Rain of Steel, better known as the kamikazes, which eventually killed 5,000 American sailors. 6 days later, a reconnaissance plane from the USS Essex reported seeing a Japanese Yamato, the world's largest battleship, and it was commonly thought to be unsinkable, with 9 18-inch guns, each one of which could throw a ton shell, 3,200 pounds, for 12 miles. It was considered a powerful offensive weapon. The Japanese planned to drive the Yamato as close to Okinawa as it could, scuttle the ship, and use it as an artillery platform against the invading Americans. Sinking the Yamato was considered essential to the success of the U.S. mission. Harmon Utter was given command of a 400-plane armada, 400 planes that he was in charge of. From high above the battle, because he was started involved in the Yamato, there's a shot of the battle of the Yamato. He directed the proceedings of the battle from high up on above in the sky. His planes faced 120 anti-aircraft machine guns from that battle. After just less than 2 hours, the unsinkable was sunk. 4 torpedoes and 8 bombs brought the ship down, ending the threat of the Yamato. 2,500 Japanese sailors were brought down when that ship sunk. It was about the equivalent of what happened at Pearl Harbor. And he also, his team also sank a cruiser and 4 destroyers, all in less than 2 hours. Commander Utter was awarded the Navy Cross for his aggressive leadership. His citation notes, despite the hazards of intense and accurate anti-aircraft fire and the poor weather conditions, he courageously and skillfully coordinated the attack, which led to the sinking of the Japanese battleship and 4 other vehicles. Captain Utter remained in the Navy until August the 14th, 1958, when he died of a heart attack. He and his wife, Georgiana, are buried in the Arlington Cemetery. Then we have a story about John Vall. John he's probably not as well known as any of the other fighters that we have for some other reason. These guys have existed in the halo of war, and we don't really know that much about it. That's John Vall right there. John Vall was born in Cincinnati on May 3rd, 1922. He moved to Goshen and graduated from Goshen High School in 1940. He attended Miami University before joining the Army in 1943. He was a talented pilot. He soon graduated to flying the P-51D Mustang, considered by many to be the finest aircraft of the war. Vall loved his, what he called the American Beauty, which we have a photograph of his plane. Maybe. There it is. That's the American Beauty, reconstructed. But that was probably the fastest plane in the Army at that time. He tried to convince his fellow flyboys to change from the British Spitfire plane, which they had currently used, then had won the Battle of Britain. But by that time, that plane had become aged. Vall got his first kill escorting a U.S. bombing raid over Romania in August of 1944. A B-24 was shot down. The crew bailed. Vall, despite an enemy presence, flew protection for that crew until they were able to be rescued. Later, he brought down 3 planes without firing a shot. Amazing. He had run out of ammo and was returning to base when he saw 3 planes streaking towards him. He executed a series of movements that caused the planes to crash into each other and went down. Vall's most dramatic demonstration of nerve and skill took place on November the 16th, 1944. Vall's plane was having electrical problems. He pulled out of the flight and was returning to base when he was jumped by 12 enemy planes. Rather than using his Mustang's superior speed to escape, Vall attacked the bomber and brought it down. The German fighters then sprung the trap. They had used the bomber as bait and didn't realize who they were getting into when they started the charge in Vall. The German flyers came into the position and began to attack Vall. In what must be considered the most incredible 5 minutes in U.S. aviation history, Vall engaged his enemy. At times, he streaked across the Italian landscape at 400 miles per hour and just 100 feet off the ground. At other times, he engaged and executed a series of complex maneuvers, twisting and turning through the German formation and shooting down 2 enemy planes. He put his plane and himself under extreme stress, reaching as much as 6 Gs, which means 6 times his body weight. He experienced once he was in that capsule or in that plane. And to the point where he was starting to lose his eyesight, was moving down towards leaving nothing. The dogfight ended when the remaining fighters withdrew. Vall was given credit for shooting down 4 enemy planes and fighter planes, 1 enemy bomber, and damaging 2 others. And all this took just 5 minutes. 5 minutes. For having killed 5 enemy in one day, he became known as an ace in a day. Very welcomed reward. Vall's commanding officer was growing extremely concerned about his reckless behavior in battle. He transferred him to Burma to assist the Nationalist Chinese in their fight against the Japanese. He was awarded multiple distinguished flying crosses, 3 silver stars, and the Army Flying Cross. Vall established a remarkable record. He is recognized as having 21 kills in just 55 missions, almost unheard of. The 3rd highest number in the Mediterranean theater. He was discharged from the Army after the war, returned to Goshen, where he taught high school science and math. He re-entered the service in Korea and Vietnam, and he died on September the 12th, 1987, and is buried in the National Cemetery in Massachusetts along with his wife. Truly some incredible men, and what their contributions go unrecognized today for what they were accomplished. Again, thank you for having a kind audience, and we'll see you all next month.
Thank you, Gary. Thank you. Next, we have a presentation by Joel Gross, Director of Utilities. Morning.
Morning, Commissioners. How are you?
Morning.
Good.
Awesome.
Hold on, just 1 second, sorry. No, you're good.
Thanks, sir. Morning, Commissioners. Today, I'm here to deliver a annual update to the 5-year capital improvement plans for both water and wastewater. As you feel free to interrupt if you have questions as I go through any of this stuff. First, we'll start with the Waterworks Capital Improvement Plan. In the next 5 years, we have a total of 62 projects totaling $119.8 million in the works. 11 of those projects are water tank rehabilitation, 3 removals, and 1 new tank project. 20 water main replacement projects, 8 water main extension and capacity improvement projects, 4 petition and assessment projects, 12 treatment plant and well improvement projects, and 7 other projects. And as we move forward in the presentation, as I explain money and start talking about how much these projects are going to cost, all of those funds are in today's dollars with contingencies in the out years based on today's revenues at normal rates without any adjustments. So first, we'll talk a little bit about the water main replacement projects that are in the works right now, under construction and to be completed in 2026. First off, we have Old State Route 32 water main replacement. That replaces from west of Zager to Half Acre Road. It replaces 4,300 feet of 1968 10-inch water main with 16-inch water main. And the bid amount for that project was $1.25 million. That project specifically is to help ease capacity constraints in the Afton area, and it's almost complete. It's in final restoration phases right now. So the main is already in. They're just working to restore the area. The other project on this slide is Old 74 water main replacement from Clermont to Eastgate Boulevard. This project replaces approximately 3,600 feet of 1954 8-inch water main with 12-inch water main. Again, a capacity upgrade. The bid award amount for that project is $1.423 million. The project removes a constrictive 8-inch water main with upgraded capacity, and it increases reliability in an area that has a lot of breaks. We are also coordinating with the county engineer's office on this one to ensure that the infrastructure improvements are completed ahead of planned pavement and resurfacing. Additional water main replacement projects that are under construction. White Oak Road Phase 2 replaces approximately 5,947 feet of 1954-inch 12-inch water main with 16-inch water main, and this project received $1 million in OPWC funding in a grant. Construction will be complete in 2027. The bid award was $2.343 million. White Oak Phase 2 just began construction a week and a half ago or so. They started with the sanitary sewer right up by 125 to get that complete road closure done first, and then there'll be rolling closures as they move to redo the water main for the remainder of the summer. Just to mention White Oak Phase 1 that went from 10 Mile in the opposite direction to Bradbury. That project is complete and has been paved, as you all probably know. Additional water main replacement projects, construction to start in 2026. These 3, all the easements have been acquired for the next 3 projects I'm going to talk about, and all 3 are anticipated to bid within the next month. First is Branch Hill Guinea Road. This replaces water main from Branch Hill Miamiville Road to Loveland Miamiville Road. It replaces 9,000 square feet of 9,000 lineal feet of 1959 10-inch water main with 12-inch water main, and an additional 230 feet of an 8-inch water main along Winfield Drive. The estimated total project cost for that project is $3.8 million, and it will reduce risk of main breaks and provide additional conveyance capacity to that area. The Chapel Road project is from State Route 125 to approximately 1,450 feet east of Amelia Park Drive. That replaces approximately 4,975 feet of 1954-inch 6-inch with 12-inch water main. And that one has an estimated total project cost of $2.3 million. Not included in the slide, as this one does have $1 million in OPWC funding as well. The last one on this slide is the Amelia Olive Branch project from Clough Pike to Old State Route 74. That project replaces approximately 7,500 feet of 1954 8-inch water main with 12-inch water main at an estimated total project cost of $2.6 million. Additional water projects that are about to be in design or are already in design. on this. Ooh, my bad. Sorry, I forgot to switch slides. There we go. Additional water main projects to begin design or are already in design in 2026 are the Beachmont Drive area water main replacement with a total estimated cost of $1.854 million, the David Court area water main replacement totaling an estimated project cost of $562,000, Davis, Michael, and Aldor area water main replacements. The total for those streets is $2.494 million. Goshen Road water main replacement, a total estimated project cost of $1.8 million. Keister Knoll water main replacement, a total estimated project cost of $427,000. And the PUB WTP generators upgrades and replacements, that total estimated project cost is $550,000. Prioritization of these projects from water main is based on many things, as you all know, but certainly includes the age of the water main. As you see, most of these we're talking about are from the 1950s, so that's pretty old for water main. It's the oldest, almost the oldest stuff we have in our system, so that becomes first. Problematic areas that are frequent with breaks certainly play a hand in what we do and when we do it next. So those are two of the biggest things that go into how we prioritize these projects. On to water storage tanks. 3 tanks were painted in 2025. The Buckwheat, the Day Heights, and the Miamiville elevated tanks. All 3 of those are pictured right there. We're evaluating the next 3 in the system right now to start moving forward. We're evaluating in 2026 for painting and or action in 2027, the Booster 3 ground storage tank, the Owensville elevated tank. That one is certainly going to be a paint. And the State Route 131 elevated tank may be removed. As you all are aware, we're doing a water master plan right now to ensure that we know where we need tanks still, where are deficient in service. So 131 is one that we have slated for that inspection to see if it is even necessary anymore. The water system master plan update is 100% in action right now. We've been working on this for a couple months with Arcadis. That's a 12-month contract duration starting in April 2026. I think we've had 3 meetings so far. We are 100% in the data collection phase. Our folks have done an amazing job getting those folks everything they need to build a model correctly. So we're in that modeling and calibration phase right now. You all should expect some stakeholder involvement here in the coming months as we get to the point where we are intelligent enough to understand what we need to ask you all when it comes to how things are going to work, where development is happening, and how we can support that with our updated 5-year plan. So this is super exciting for us. Sorry about that. Yeah, it's going to take about a year. We're right in the middle of it right now, and we certainly think that there's going to be some significant capital improvement changes in the plan next year based on that master plan. Fun part, funding. From 2026 to 2030, the planned improvements total $66.3 million, with the 10 most expensive projects totaling $38.4 million, or 58% of the 5-year plan. Available funding totals $48 million, which includes the $2 million in OPWC grant funding we discussed individually in those projects. So at the moment, the water plan for the next 5 years is $18.3 million underfunded. Again, that is not including any additional grants, loans, TIFs, increased fees, rate capacity fees, and user rate fees that we're exploring right now. So we understand the issue. That's why we do this every single year, so we understand what challenges are facing us in the out years, and we can plan for those correctly. Do you all have any question on the water portion of this? Thank you all. All righty. Moving on to the wastewater capital improvement plan. Under this plan, we have 53 projects totaling $246,960,497 in the next 5 years. 15 of those projects are sewer replacements, 3 are sewer rehabilitations, 13 lift station projects, either upgrades or eliminations, 2 sewer extension projects, 4 sewer petition assessment projects, 8 wastewater treatment plant projects, and 8 other projects. First off, we'll talk about lift station projects. Under construction at the moment is the Bethel lift station EQ tank. I'm sure if you've been out that way, you can see it right off of 125. The tank is in. That construction started in 2025, and it is slated to be completed in 2026. It is a new 1.5 million gallon flow equalization tank. As you all are aware, Bethel has a very old system, lots of infiltration. This is to allow us the opportunity to capture some of that combined sewer first and bleed it back into the system as our treatment plants can treat that. So great upgrade for us, working on it right now. It's supposed to be complete this year, and the bid amount for that project was $7,488,750. Second, the White Oak Lift Station relocation and upgrade. The relocation of the existing lift station. Construction started in 2025 and is to be completed in 2026. The bid amount for that project was $1,979,080. That project is replacing an old builder-installed lift station with new, and we're moving the lift station out from in front of a person's home as a part of this to the lot right next to it. It includes a stub out for a planned 60 home capacity development. The easement was acquired for free, essentially, to include that capacity within that line upgrade. So all of that is in process right now. All right. Moving on to wastewater treatment plant projects. You're about to see this is where quite a bit of the money is going. The first project that is under construction right now is the Middle East Fork Wastewater Treatment Plant Improvement. This is to upgrade the headworks of that plant essentially so that we can accommodate additional flow as we continue to upgrade and expand that plant. So that project improvements include replacement of the grit removal equipment, the fine screens, new septic receiving station, and an aeration basin blowers. Construction is supposed to be complete by the end of 2026. We think November from what we've been hearing in our construction meetings, and the bid amount for that project was $11.35 million. Second, Middle East Fork project that we want to talk about. It's the Middle East Fork Wastewater Expansion Project. This is the dry flow. What can the plant treat from a sewage standpoint, not in a wet peak weather condition? This is just the base flow. What is the plant rated to treat from a sanitary sewer standpoint? This expands the capacity of that plant from 7.2 million gallons to 11 million gallons minimum, and includes additional expanded aeration, clarification, disinfection, and anticipated nutrient removal. Construction is slated to start in 2030 on that project, and the total estimated cost of $36.1 million is planned. $11 million of that is in this 5-year plan and accounted for. The other $25 million is in the out years beyond the 5-year plan for that project. Wastewater treatment plant projects continued. Construction has been awarded for the Arrowhead wastewater treatment plant elimination in the past month or so. You all saw that. This is the construction of a new lift station, force main, and 3,200 feet of sanitary sewer, eliminating the existing wastewater treatment plant that was constructed in 1972, essentially for the Arrowhead apartment complex. The sanitary flow is going to be redirected to the Ward's Corner plant, and that will help us because we need the volume at Ward's Corner. To ensure that we are meeting our phosphorus limits, we need a required minimum flow. That's going to help us in that situation. The construction is about to begin right now, and it's going to be constructed in 2026 and completed in 2027. The bid award amount for that project was $5,465,110. And it also includes a new access. Right now, essentially, you go through the apartment complex to get back to the lift station and the wastewater treatment plant that's there. This will include a new access off of Dunn Road so that we don't have to come through that. We can come off of a public street to access and serve this lift station. All right, some big future projects that are under design. Both of these are Lower East Fork. Under design at the moment is the Lower East Fork wastewater treatment plant improvements. These improvements to the influent pumping station, screens, additional final clarifier, addition of new aerobic selector tanks, replacement of the dewatering equipment, and various other improvements. Preliminary design is complete and detailed design has begun. Construction is slated to begin in 2027 and be completed in 2028, and the total estimated project cost for that project is $39.3 million. Again, that one is to upgrade our wet weather capacity so that when we get a big storm, we're not just bypassing water. We can hold that until our treatment plants can accommodate that flow. Second, in a future design, also at the Lower East Fork wastewater treatment plant, expands the dry weather treatment capacity, just like we talked about with MEF, from 9 million gallons a day to 14 million gallons a day, to include additional oxidation ditches, second final clarifier, filter and expanded aeration, effluent pumping, a UV facility, and anticipated nutrient removal. And the total project cost to expand that plan is $57.7 million. On to sewer replacement projects. Under design right now is the Hall Run downstream section. It replaces approximately 2,700 inch of 24 inch with 42 inch sewer and replaces 18 to 24 inch sewers that were installed in 1977. Construction is slated to begin in 2027 and run through 2028 with a total project estimated cost of $2.4 million. Hall Run's upstream section is a future design project as well. That is approximately 9,400 feet of 15 to 24 inch sewer that is replacing 12 inch to 18 inch sewer that were installed in 1965. Construction is anticipated to begin in 2028 and be completed in 2029 with an estimated total project cost of $4.7 million. More sewer replacement projects. The Backbone Creek project is approximately 2,200 feet of 24 inch that is replacing existing 18 inch installed in 1972. The design is complete. One easement remains. We've been told that that easement has come to an agreement, so we're essentially just waiting on that to be finalized. And then we're going to dust off the plans that have essentially been sitting for about 1.5 years waiting on the easements to ensure that all the current codes are met, and that project will come to life here very, very shortly as that easement is finalized. The other project on that one is Hartman Lane. That is approximately 5,200 feet of 24 inch, replacing 15 inch and 18 inch pipes installed in 1977 and 1972 respectively. This project right now is under design and construction is anticipated to start in 2027 with a total estimated cost of $3.5 million. And both of those projects on this slide are capacity improvements aimed to serve the development that's happening along 32 in the Afton area specifically. So getting ready for development with that project. Additional sewer replacement projects. Abandoned trunk sewer phase 1 is approximately 13,500 feet of 15 and 18 inch sanitary sewers that are replacing 8, 10, and 12 inch sewers installed in 1982. So as you can see, this one, probably the priority on this one was based mostly on capacity and not having enough, capacity and cross-sectional area within your pipe volume to flow to the plants that they need to flow to. This is under design, anticipated to be complete in 2026. Construction is slated to start in 2027 following final easement acquisitions that are happening right now. And the total project estimated cost for that project is $5.1 million. The other half of the master planning that we're doing right now is wastewater system master planning. And this one is, as you know, water is all under pressure. Doesn't make it easier, but it's kind of easier when it comes to identifying terrain and topography. The wastewater system gets a lot harder as most things are gravity and everything that's not gravity is force mained. So take a lot of different things into account with this project. It's almost in the same exact location as the water master plan is, as far as we've had 2 to 3 meetings. Everyone is gathering information right now. Our folks are putting together information, GIS, all of the data necessary to build a model. One of the coolest things that's happening with this wastewater master plan is think of it like a Nintendo. Back in the 80s, you had an 8-bit Nintendo. Small, big pixels. Now, in video games, they look just like we look sitting here. Very much the same thing. When the model was created, they could only go from node to node, not manhole to manhole, just because of the data size and being able to process that. Now, the new model is going to account for every single manhole as a node, which is going to give us a much more refined view of how things are going to flow, how capacity, constrictions, where those happen. So all of these things are really going to help us focus our efforts on how to prioritize the next round of replacements and updates. The plan is expected to be complete in mid-2027, and we hope to have major capital improvements identified by the end of this year that may alter this plan for next year. So again, stakeholder engagement is planned towards the fall of 2026. This is an 18-month project versus 12, so a little bit longer for the data collection and model calibration, but we certainly will be looking for your all's input as we get farther into these plans. Funding on the sewer side, from 2026 to 2030, we have plan improvements total approximately $124,282,500. The 10 most expensive projects, mostly the treatment plants, account for $124.3 million in the 5-year plan. We have available funding totals of $54.6 million. So this portion of the program is $64.9 million underfunded. And as you saw, Lower East Fork makes up a lion's share of that, just with the upgrades to those treatment facilities that serve a lot of our county. So we're looking forward to these master planning efforts so that we can align the CIP with what actually needs to be done, reprioritize things as we can and as is necessary, and then move forward with what we need to do to fund those projects correctly. Commissioners, I believe that is all I have to tell you this morning. Do you all have any questions for me? Anything I can talk about?
Joel, how does the 5-year capital plan fit into like the 25-year plan for, wastewater and new water installation? I know there's a lot of replacement in this,
Yes.
but not a lot of new extension.
Absolutely. As we're talking through development, that's a huge reason why stakeholder involvement is going to be so critical in this. We're going to pull in certainly economic development, all of the villages and townships to ensure that what we're doing is marrying what they think they need to do and working through those problems as we're refining this plan. Absolutely. As development is identified, we are going to push towards ensuring that we can serve those folks in a timely manner. We had a meeting yesterday, even with some folks. Hey, we may have a project coming in 2 to 4 years. We're talking through those things right now to ensure that we're thinking of those in our capital improvement plan. That's why we update it every single year as those revelations come to light. Like I said, I expect big revelations to happen next year as we're doing these water master plans and the wastewater master plans for the first time in 10 years, essentially, to right that ship. So that's where we are with the Commissioner.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you all.
Appreciate it.
Have a great day.
Next, we have a presentation by Andy Mays.
Morning.
Good morning.
I'm here just to give you a quick update on Clermont Transportation Connection, a little bit of information about last year, what we did and so forth. Clermont Transportation Connection is the primary provider of public transportation in Clermont County. We offer several transit options. We have fixed routes. We have 2 routes actually that we run. One is from Amelia, one is from New Richmond. They go to Cincinnati, multiple trips each day. We have Dial-A-Ride, which is our door-to-door public transit service. Basically, it provides transportation to any destination in Clermont County. We take people to the grocery, we take them to work, we take them to breakfast, so on and so forth. And we also partner with Metro. Metro runs 3 routes in Clermont County. Basically, they're pickups where they come in and sit, and it's a park and ride. People meet the Metro bus and ride it downtown. All of our route scheduling information is available on the website at ctc.clermontcountyohio.gov. Within the department of CTC, we have myself as director, and then we have an administrative staff of 2 people. And we have our supervisors, dispatchers, and of course, probably the most important people is our drivers, CDL and non-CDL vehicle operators. Funding for CTC. CTC receives funding from a variety of sources, including the Clermont County Board of Commissioners. Thank you for that. And federal and state grants to provide safe, efficient, and accessible transportation options for Clermont County. Partnerships. We partner with other organizations like Senior Services and Metro and OKI to maximize our resources and to expand transportation options for Clermont County. We're always looking for opportunities to partner with people to help transportation. Dave? In 2025, lots of stuff took place. We updated our public transportation agency safety plan. We implemented new routing software. We implemented new tablets on the buses. We purchased and installed cameras on the buses. We updated our transit asset management plan. We replaced 5 buses with new vehicles. We installed and began use of fare boxes on the buses. We transported over 25,000 passengers in 2025. That was an increase of 2,000 over 2024. And we drove 390,000 miles, which was a decrease of about 4,000 miles compared to 2024. You know, when I was looking at this information, of course, the question in my mind popped up, how do we have an increase in passengers but a decrease in mileage? So I looked into it a little bit, and the conclusion I drew is that we increased our efficiency in scheduling and routing with the new routing software. So that's kind of a nice trend to see that it will pay for itself a little bit. For 2026, so far this year, we've got some new fare boxes that just came in that we're going to have installed on the buses. They're a little different than the fare boxes that we installed last year. They have a remote feature for dumping the money, so I'm kind of excited about seeing that. We're planning procurement of 3 new buses to replace some aging vehicles. We're also planning to do a transit study so we can better serve the people of Clermont County. And we have the Filiger Phase 3 project, which of course you're familiar with, but as part of Phase 3 is the building of our building. And happily, and I think Ralph shares this joy too, we just recently found out that we did get the grant for this project. So the project will be fully funded with no money from the county. And that's basically all I have for CTC. Do you have any questions?
No, thank you.
No?
Andy, just to explain for a second, you know, I know we have dial-a-ride, but there might be folks in here today that aren't familiar with that. Tell us how that works.
Well,
If I need a ride to work, or how do I schedule that, and how do I ensure a bus takes me?
you'd schedule it, you'd call in to our dispatchers, and they can schedule you. It's basically, I don't want to say it's like a cab service, but in some senses it is kind of like a cab service, because you can schedule the ride, and it's one of the small buses will come out, pick you up. It's called door-to-door service. So we pick up at the door, we drop at the door. And you can go anywhere in Clermont County. The ride has to be in Clermont County, though. That's the only catch. The only rides we don't do in Clermont County is obviously the fixed routes that we take downtown, and we do Medicaid service, and Medicaid rides can go out of the county for medical appointments.
And the fixed service that actually would take me like to Hamilton County, where do I have to catch that bus at? 2 locations, right?
There's two routes for the fixed service. Are you talking about the Metro route? The Metro route they have in Milford, and it's Eastgate and Milford, I believe, are the 2 stops for that. All this information is available on our website, but also too, we have our 2 fixed routes that go downtown. One goes down Beachmont Avenue 125, and the other goes through New Richmond and then goes downtown.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Very nice.
Now, real quickly, I want to go into a quick public meeting for Title VI. This is to fulfill a need of a requirement of the FTA. Title VI policy is approved. The one that we currently have in place was approved by the board on every 3 years. The last one was approved on 12/4/2023. So I'll be approving a new one this fall, or I'll be submitting a new one for approval this fall. Note that a notice of this meeting was posted on our website and on social media. Clermont Transportation Connection complies with federal transit law by developing a locally written process for soliciting and considering public comment before raising a fare or carrying out a major service reduction.
Andy, just a second.
Yeah.
Do we need to wait until 11?
No, we do not on this. It's
Just
just
wanna make
public comments received.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, thanks. Go ahead.
Before raising a fare or carrying out a major service reduction. Title VI information can be found on our website at ctc.clermontcounty.gov. And currently, CTC is not considering any changes to fares or services at this time. So if anybody has any comments or questions, sure.
How much does it cost to take
It's $4.75 for one way. Yes. It actually our fees are in line, if not cheaper than most surrounding area fees. I understand.
I did have a question. Does it run 24/7?
No,
Or just Monday through Friday?
Monday through Friday.
What are the hours?
It runs from 6 a.m. to 7 p.m.
Okay, so people who work for shift, they wouldn't be available for if they work on weekends.
Not currently. No. Thank you. Anyone else? Okay, I'd like to close this public meeting. And thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Andy. Okay, we're moving on then to item F, that is public participation. Do we have people here today that would like to speak at this point? If so, okay. Let me read this little statement again. During this time, the board does not answer questions nor engage in a debate. The commissioners are not expected to comment on matters brought to the board during this time. We can speak if we so choose. In accordance with the board's rules of procedure, your comments are limited to 2 minutes. State your name and address, please.
My name's Jennifer Mazzucchelli, Jen Mazzucchelli, and I live in Union Township. So first, before I get started, I want to recognize, like in honor of my children, my daughters, and their friends, and my friends and their children, and anybody else in the county who may or may not feel seen. Happy Pride Month, because everybody should feel proud of who they are. Anyway, today I want to talk about, again, domestic violence. And I think that this is important, especially given the fact that we're about ready to enter into increased economic pressures. But as many people know, Clermont County has the House of Peace, which is through WCA for women and children who experience domestic violence. And it serves 12 people. And with 2 pack and plays, it can house also 2 infants or toddlers. This is a lifeline to survivors of domestic violence, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And it serves Clermont, Brown, and Adams counties. And it serves as a secure first step for those fleeing imminent danger. And that's a key thing there. To prevent homelessness and re-victimization, YWCA facilitates a continuum of transitional and permanent housing situations, and I am about out of time. I just want to say real quickly, the reason why I'm bringing this up is I believe that it needs to have attention, that we need more services, because a friend of mine recently tried to leave a domestic situation, and we had to take her to the emergency room. I've talked about this briefly. When she was finished getting treated there was no mental health facility in the area for her to go to. And she had to go to a facility that was outside of Columbus that ended up being substandard. And she got no treatment and ended up returning back to the abusive situation. So in order to prevent this, I know that there's a lot of economic needs, financial needs in the county, but I feel like we need to really prioritize the safety of women and children in this county. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else? Yes, please.
Yvonne Delgado, Union Township. Do I need any more in the address? Great. Hello, everyone. As you can see, I'm a pretty young guy. I'd say looking around the room, quite a lot of other young people in spirit. But I'd say the one thing that separates you all and me is that, like many people my age, I work 9 to 5. Check the clock. It's 10, it's 11. You may wonder, why aren't there a lot of young people here? Well, we got to make our money, right? We got to make a lot of it. Doesn't go very far. as it used to. I know a lot of friends who work 1 job, 2 jobs, plus a night job, plus bartending. I asked them to get involved. They say, what time? 10 a.m., no can do. 10 a.m., are you kidding me? No way. They got work. And I don't know what the bylaws say, and I don't know what the rules are. But 10 a.m. is a very difficult time. I had to jump through a lot of hula hoops to even be here. And that's just me. I want to see this room, at least half, all these empty chairs, I want them to be people like me in here. In order to do that, the biggest hurdle is time. And maybe a little ice cooler in the back, maybe some Cokes or something, but we'll get to that later. The time is what I want to bring attention to. If there's any way to have it meet either earlier before working hours or after 5 p.m., I don't know what your hours are, that would be tremendous in getting more voices in this room, the people who have a lot of future left to live. You could triple, quadruple my age and I'll still be alive. Okay, that's a lot of time left. And right now, a lot of people my age feel like the future is being told to them, handed to them. It's my job to tell them, no, you can create the future yourself. But it's hard as hell to do that at 10 a.m. So I'm requesting a different time so that we can start shaping the future we want to see. The young people of Clermont County are the future, and they're ready to make change. We only ask a slight accommodation to make that process a little easier. That's it.
Anyone else?
Regina Bajor, New Richmond. Before I get started, I would like to commend David Painter for speaking up against our water quality and what is going on with Beck George's closure. I hope that you will continue being concerned about our water quality if the data centers are pushed on us, or we welcome them, because that will affect water quality also. I would like to continue with services for mental health and homelessness. Clermont County's commissioner's website says, David Painter is committed to reducing the impacts associated with mental health and substance abuse disorders by serving with the Clermont County's Addiction and Recovery Partnership, Marketing Committee, Suicide Prevention Coalition, and participating in the mental health roundtables. He believes that mental health and substance abuse disorders can be overcome with proper treatment and support, and the individuals and families can be restored. Now, the young lady that Jen was speaking about, she does not have substance abuse problems. She has domestic violence problems, and she was not able to find services in Clermont County. And like she said, she did end up having to go just outside of Columbus. And as far as proper treatment goes, that's not even available, even in Hamilton County, because they're overloaded. Now, without family support, a GED, a living wage, or transportation, our friend had to return to her previous abusive situation. In reported, can I have 2 minutes extra, please?
Go ahead.
In reported conversations with Mr. Painter concerning homelessness, he has stated that homeless shelters are for drug addicts and that there will never be a homeless shelter in Clermont County because no one in Clermont County wants a homeless shelter. Is this true? No one in Clermont County wants a homeless shelter? Has he asked any of you? I think the county commissioners have shown us what they want. Our homeless shelter stands empty with one person renting a room as an office. Our commissioners have agreed to build our engineers a new office. Since we cannot ask commissioners questions and they're not required to answer, I ask how many people here want the county to reopen our homeless shelter as a safety net, not a permanent home, a safety net, a temporary place to be able to get back on your feet in hard times. Any of you interested in a homeless shelter in Clermont County? Are these people nobody? I don't think so. Thank you.
Anyone else?
Joseph Wagner, Batavia Township. Subject, return of public comments to 5 minutes per person. What exactly is corruption as it pertains to this board? It's not always about money. Here's a simple way to explain it. Corruption is the abuse of entrusted powers for private gain. It encompasses dishonest, fraudulent, immoral behavior that distorts responsibility and standard duties and typically harms the common good of people, all people, people that are here. Let's go forward about this board. Abuse of power, violating public trust of a position of authority for personal advantage. Well, that's what I'm complaining about. Exactly, when you took away time and the amount of people that will speak. A breach of trust in my board of trustees, betraying the expectations of a government in a society in this room. Let's talk about moral responsibilities. As I stand here for a well-established reasonableness of public engagement times to give back to the people. So I'm wondering, why is this too much of a request for this board to understand the wants and needs of me, the people here, as I spoke 6 times, 5 times already? Let's do a few famous quotes here that might get your brain moving. Power lust is a weed that grows in the vacant lots of an abandoned mind. Ayn Rand, she's a famous author. To oppose corruption in a government, this government, is the highest obligation of patriotism. Now, I'm going to ask for extra time because I was told that I'm not being denied. So I'm asking for extra time right now to finish.
How much time do you need, sir?
2 minutes. The quote I just wrote, to oppose corruption in government is the highest obligation of patriotism, is a famous author, G. Edward Griven. Let's face it, if we all hear the lies, we all see the deception with our own eyes. We are neither dumb or blind. We just don't have the courage to speak our minds. Maloud Benzadi, a former slave. Corruption is a cancer that eats away at the citizen's faith. I'm a citizen, and a democracy diminishes the instinct for creativity and fairness. President of the United States said that. Corruption is a disease. Transparency is the cure. United Nations Secretary said that. We just had a representation about 2 World War heroes. They had integrity and guts. This is what I expect from my trustees. Either admit it or don't admit your own new rules for public comments are a clear mistake. Restore our time and amount of public speakers like we had before. Be brave, be extraordinary.
Anyone else? Hello.
Julie Tellover, excuse me, Batavia Township. The Elder Abuse Awareness Day kind of got me. And the work that Clermont Senior Services does. And the fact that we have them and that we have a day dedicated to that. And I wonder why, like, who are these seniors and why are they being abused? And some of it I can tell you because I've seen it, and some of the answers are opioids, poverty, resources, transportation, and many times basic needs. And so I just hate that that we're here and we have all these boards and we have all this stuff and we have all this money and we're doing all this stuff and we're celebrating all this stuff and we're doing everything except really taking care of each other on a very granular level. Utter was one of the pilots. Our guy, I want to point out, he went down. He created a diversion and a distraction, and y'all are learning the fine art of it. The wastewater stuff is very interesting. The withdrawal of the Williamsburg annexation is interesting. The concern about Beckjord coming out is very convenient timing. Conserve Ohio, we had a good time at the State House the other day. Real quick, from the Pope, sorry to get a little religious, the masters of war pretend not to know that it takes only a moment to destroy. 20 seconds and you can say no. I just want to finish the Pope's quote. Is that okay, ma'am? Thank you. Appreciate you. They turn a blind eye to the fact that billions of dollars are spent on killing, on devastation, yet the resources needed for healing, education, and restoration are nowhere to be found. That's Pope Leo XIV in a speech. The masters of war pretend not to know that it takes only a moment to destroy. So I'm a recovering Catholic, but too bad the Pope can't marry because I'd be in. Thank you. Appreciate you.
Anyone else?
Tracy Jo Small from Union Township. Thank you. I don't have any quotes, but I am here to say we recognize this is a limited public forum, but thank you for hearing us. And I echo the request to return the time back. 2 minutes is not a lot of time. We all want the same things. We want clean water. We want safe places to live. We all probably don't want the same things also. We don't want to be in Minneapolis. We don't want, I don't want personally flock cameras knowing where I'm going, how many times a week I go to Graders. It might be valuable information, but we're here to say we value transparency. We want to have an engaged discussion. We want to have open discussion and time for us to give our opinions. And so we value that. We value the 2 minutes, the 4 minutes, and appreciate that you give extra time when it's needed. So restoring that time, we would really appreciate that. And we'll do our best to respect your time and your needs and act in a way that's appropriate for this limited public forum. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Is there anyone else?
Joanne Meyer, 4504 Dominic Drive, Union Township. I'm back again. I'm still trying to find the right thing to say to you all to inspire you to reinstate the old public speaking policy. Haven't found it yet, but I'm not giving up yet either. Several people have already spoken about wanting to reinstate that old policy. I too would love to do that. I do research. I've gone to the trustees' meetings. I've listened to their meetings. I've been very impressed by their meetings, their willingness to answer questions to the fullest extent that they can. And even the last meeting that I went to, a gentleman brought up the fact, or his impression, that a previous meeting at the trustees had gotten out of hand and it had gotten very contentious. There was evidently some yelling, et cetera, et cetera. And when he finished, some of the trustees said, you know what, you're absolutely right. It got out of hand. We did not rise to the occasion. We did not handle it well. We will do better. It was very refreshing to have someone accept full accountability. I was touched and I was impressed, and they have my loyalty. I've also done a lot of research about what your task is. It's immense, but some of the things that I have learned still go back to being involved with the public and our opinions. When I do my research and I say, you know, what do county commissioners do? What is their job? It says the most important thing that a commissioner does is stay in touch with the constituents. Daily, a commissioner speaks with citizens about what they want. To effectively carry out the role of commissioner requires making decisions. To make good decisions, a commissioner needs good information. Conducting meetings with citizens is a means of informing and gathering information about those issues. Can I have 30 seconds more? Thank you. An effective county commissioner can leave a legacy of good works and make an important impact on people's lives. You do have that ability. Just as a little anecdote, I was a public school teacher for about 140 years in Cincinnati Public, and the best and most effective principal that I had usually made all the decisions based on basically two questions. And the first question was, what's the objective here? If somebody brought up a motion, the question was, what's the objective? What are you trying to accomplish? When that was answered, the next question was, is this in the best interest of our students? Is this going to help our students? Well, I think we're kind of all in this together. And I think when we get back to letting the public have more say and interaction, whether it's town council meetings that are after 10 o'clock in the morning, that is in the best interest of Clermont County. I would like to see all of us in this together. Thank you.
Thank you. We're going to move on now to consent agenda, item G. Board, we've had this in time to review. Can I have a motion to approve as it was presented?
I'll make the motion.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Commissioner Corcoran? Yes. Commissioner Painter?
Yes.
Commissioner Batchelor?
Yes. Item H is the non-consent agenda. Item 11, it is the recommendation that the Board of County Commissioners adopt resolution number 069-26 to approve payment to vendors in the total amount of $3,410,908.54 as outlined in the BCC approval invoice report for checks dated June 3rd, 2026. BCC directed prepaid invoice report and procurement card transaction report as presented by the county auditor on June 1st, 2026, further authorizing the county auditor to issue warrants pursuant to and in compliance with section 319.16 of the Ohio Revised Code. Do I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Commissioner Painter?
Yes.
Commissioner Corcoran? Yes. Commissioner Batchelor?
Yes. Amy, item 12.
Morning, Amy.
Morning. Amy DeClaire, Deputy Auditor. Item 12, recommendation that the Board of County Commissioners resolve to authorize Bonnie J. Batchelor, President of the Board of County Commissioners, to sign the letter of engagement with Julian Group, Inc., an independent public accountant located at 333 County Line Road, West, Westerville, Ohio, 43082, in as it relates to the annual audit for Clermont County, Ohio, which includes the Clermont County Port Authority, the Clermont County Community Improvement Corporation, and the Clermont County Land Reutilization Corporation for the calendar year of 2025 at a rate of $87,750 in concert with the memorandum agreement by and between Keith Faber, Ohio Auditor Estate, 88 East Broad Street, Columbus, Ohio, 43215, Julian Group, Inc., an independent public accountant, 333 County Line Road, West, Westerville, Ohio, 43082, and the Board of County Commissioners, Clermont County, Ohio.
Thank you. That was a lot. Board, we've had the reading of item number 12. Do I have a motion to approve as presented?
I'll make the motion.
Second.
Roll call.
Commissioner Corcoran.
Yes.
Commissioner Painter.
Yes.
Commissioner Batchelor.
Yes. Next one's even longer.
Item number 13, also in relation to the audit. Recommendation to execute the amendment to the memorandum agreement between Keith Weaver, Ohio Auditor of State, 88 East Broad Street, Columbus, Ohio, 43215, and Julian and Grube, Inc., an independent public accountant, 333 County Line Road, West, Westerville, Ohio, 43082, and the Board of County Commissioners, Clermont County, Ohio, for the engagement of the annual audit for the County of Clermont County, Ohio, which includes the Clermont County Port Authority, the Clermont County Community Improvement Corporation, and the Clermont County Land Reutilization Corporation for calendar years 2024 through 2028, previously ratified by the Board of County Commissioners on September 25th of 2024. This amendment reflects a reduction of the 6 federal programs to test to 3 federal programs to be tested, and the reduction of audit costs related to the county not completing an annual comprehensive financial report for a reduction of $9,750 for the audit of the calendar year 2025. All other terms and conditions of the referenced agreement are to remain full force and effect.
Thank you. Board, we've had the reading of item number 13. Do I have a motion to approve as presented?
So moved.
I'll second.
Roll call.
Commissioner Painter.
Yes.
Commissioner Corcoran.
Yes.
Commissioner Batchelor.
Yes. Thank you, Amy.
Thank you. Have a lovely day.
Item 14, Ronnie Ross.
Morning, Board. Ronnie Ross, Director of Facilities Management. Item number 14, which is a recommendation that the Clermont County Board of Commissioners vote to terminate the contract for janitorial services for various Clermont County facilities with GSF USA, which became effective January 1st, 2026, between the Board of Clermont County Commissioners and GSF USA Incorporated, located at 9850 Princeton Glendale Road, Suite B, Cincinnati, Ohio, 45246. In accordance with the terms and conditions, including but not limited to Section 26 of the agreement, and to authorize the Facilities Management Director, Ronnie Ross, myself, to notify GSF USA that the board is terminating the contract and to take all necessary actions to notify the vendor of the termination and satisfy any and all remaining obligations to the board in finalizing the termination, effective June 3rd, 2026.
Thank you. Board, we've had the reading of item number 14. Do I have a motion to approve?
I'll make the motion.
Second.
Any questions or comments?
Ronnie, I do have a question about this. This says that this contract's being terminated in accordance with Section 26 of the agreement. My understanding is that this contract is actually being terminated for convenience of the Clermont County Board of Commissioners.
Yes, sir.
And that we have decided to go a different direction with in-house personnel to provide this cleaning in the judges' chambers and court buildings. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Just wanted to make a note of that. Obviously, GFS has done some great work here, and they have been our go-to contractor for quite some time. So thanks for their effort. You bet.
Roll call, Gail.
Commissioner Corcoran.
Yes.
Commissioner Painter.
Yes.
Commissioner Batchelor.
Yes.
Thank you all.
Thank you. Now it's the Lyle Show.
Yes. All right. Item 15 is a recommendation to execute the amendment to the agreement for resurfacing of township roads between the Board of County Commissioners and the Board of Township Trustees of Union Township, and amendment to the agreement for resurfacing of municipal roads with the Village of Williamsburg. And this is for project number RS-01-26, relative to the 2026 road resurfacing program, in which, in accordance with Section 5, the township and village have requested the county to add roads to the list of roads to be resurfaced, amending Exhibit A, and with all other terms to remain in full force and effect. So Union Township is adding 5 roads, and the village of Williamsburg is adding a portion of 1 road. And this is at no additional cost to their original agreement.
Okay. Board, we've had the reading of item number 15. Do I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second.
Roll call, Gail?
Commissioner Painter.
Yes.
Commissioner Corcoran. Yes. Commissioner Batchelor.
Yes.
Item 16 is a recommendation to execute the master services agreement between the Clermont County Commissioners and Henderson Products Incorporated out of Manchester, Iowa, for the purchase of snow plow truck equipment with installation in accordance with the sole source quotes in the amounts of $140,925.85 and $148,116.70, and contingent upon the release of the required purchase orders.
Thank you. Board, we've had the reading of item number 16. Do I have a motion to approve?
I'll make the motion.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Commissioner Corcoran. Yes. Commissioner Painter.
Yes.
Commissioner Batchelor.
Yes.
Item 17 is a recommendation to execute an agreement between the Board of County Commissioners and the Batavia Township Board of Trustees at 1535 Clough Pike relative to the Elmwood Road Bridge Replacement Project. That's bridge number T120-0.98 located in Batavia Township, and to establish the Batavia Township contribution of $25,000 towards the total project costs associated with the realignment of Elmwood Road in compliance with the terms and conditions of the agreement. So we plan to replace that bridge this year, and as part of the design, we've tried to take some of the bend out that's at the bridge location. We're responsible for the bridge. It's on a township road though, so we're working with them and it's going to involve additional pavement, which is why their contribution is necessary.
Thank you. Board, we've had the reading of item number 17. Do I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Commissioner Painter.
Yes.
Commissioner Corcoran. Yes. Commissioner Batchelor.
Yes.
Item 18 is a recommendation to execute a cooperative purchase agreement between the Board of County Commissioners and National Gunite out of Johnstown, Pennsylvania for the Lake Allen Road Culvert Pipe Rehabilitation in Batavia Township as described in the scope of services identified as Attachment A and in conjunction with the Ohio Department of Transportation 313-27 purchasing contract with National Gunite in the amount of $61,050 with services to be completed within calendar year 2026 in compliance with the terms and conditions of the agreement and conditioned upon the release of the required purchase order. So ODOT provides state bid pricing on certain services, and this is for they're going to line the inside of there are three parallel culverts that together create a bridge, which the county engineer is responsible for. So that's how we're going to, instead of digging them and replacing them, we're going to line them.
Which is just as well, isn't it? I've seen it done, yes. Okay, Board, we've had the reading of 18. Do I have a motion to approve?
I'll make the motion.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Commissioner Corcoran. Yes. Commissioner Painter.
Yes.
Commissioner Batchelor.
Yes. One more, Lyle.
One more. All right. Item 19 is a recommendation to accept the following permanent easements granted and conveyed to Clermont County for roadway purposes necessary for project number WI-08-25 relative to the Bethel Concord Road Bridge C11-2.77 located in Williamsburg Township, and to authorize payment as compensation for the permanent easement and right-of-way granted. These are the two grantors, or is the additional right-of-way that we need to construct the bridge replacement. The bridge has been closed for just over a year, and we are actually scheduled to open bids for the construction of the bridge replacement next Thursday.
Okay. Board, we've had the reading of item number 19. Do I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second.
Roll call?
Commissioner Painter.
Yes.
Commissioner Corcoran. Yes. Commissioner Batchelor.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you, Lyle.
Hello again, Commissioner.
Aye.
Item number 20 is a recommendation to adopt resolution number 070-26 to approve revised general plans for the county water works system within the Clermont County Water Resources Department for proposed improvement and expansion projects at various locations within the county of Clermont, Ohio, as outlined in the 5-year Waterworks Capital Improvement Plan 2026 to 2030, to authorize and direct the Clermont County Water Resources Department to perform or have performed preliminary and design engineering, preparation of detailed plans, specifications, contract documents, and estimates of costs for proposed improvement and expansion projects to authorize the Clermont County Water Resources Department, its employees or agents to enter onto private and/or public properties to be affected by the proposed improvement and expansion projects after sufficient notice has been sent to the property owners to perform soil investigations, surveys, appraisals, or other examinations as deemed necessary in order to finalize the preliminary or design engineering, preparation of detailed plans, specifications, contract documents, acquisition of necessary right-of-way, and estimates of cost, and further, to authorize the sanitary engineer to make pre-application, nominate and/or make application for various local, state, and federal grants or loans, should such become available, for the funding of said improvement and expansion projects pursuant to and in compliance with Chapter 6103 of the Ohio Revised Code.
Board, we've had the reading of item number 20. Do I have a motion to approve?
I'll make the motion.
Second.
Roll call, Gail?
Commissioner Corcoran. Yes. Commissioner Painter.
Yes.
Commissioner Batchelor.
Yes.
Commissioners. Item number 21 is a recommendation to adopt resolution number 071-26 to approve revised general plans for the county wastewater system within the Clermont County Water Resources Department for proposed improvement and expansion projects at various locations within the county of Clermont, Ohio, as outlined in the 5-year wastewater capital improvement plan from 2026 through 2030, to authorize and direct the Clermont County Water Resources Department to perform or have performed preliminary and design engineering preparation of detailed plans, specifications, contract documents, and estimates of cost for proposed improvement and expansion projects, to authorize the Clermont County Water Resources Department, its employees or agents, to enter onto private and/or public properties to be affected by the proposed improvement and expansion projects after sufficient notice has been sent to property owners to perform soil investigations, surveys, appraisals, or other examinations as deemed necessary in order to finalize the preliminary or design engineering, preparation of detailed plans, specifications, contract documents, acquisition of necessary right-of-way, and estimates of cost, and further, to authorize the sanitary engineer to make pre-application, nominate and/or make application for various local, state, and federal grants or loans, should such become available for funding of said improvement and expansion projects pursuant to and in compliance with Chapter 6117 of the Ohio Revised Code.
Thank you. Board, I've had the reading of item number 21. Do I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Commissioner Painter.
Yes.
Commissioner Corcoran. Yes. Commissioner Batchelor.
Yes. Thank you,
Commissioners.
Joel.
Thank you.
Gail, you got the next one.
Item number 22 is a recommendation to approve the request submitted by Michael Manier, attorney, for and on behalf of the agent Andrew Gebhardt and for petitioner Thomas Hedge of Dublin, Ohio, to withdraw the petition for annexation of 167.77 acres from Williamsburg Township to the Village of Williamsburg, Clermont County, Ohio, for parcel identification number 523510D02, originally filed in the office of the Board of County Commissioners on Wednesday, April 22nd, 2026, and to be withdrawn for revisions to the submitted plat, which affects the timing of the annexation, and to refund the $500 filing fee originally paid by attorney Michael Manier, and further to cancel the public hearing set for Wednesday, June 24th, 2026 at 11 o'clock a.m. local time in the office of the Board of County Commissioners, 101 East Main Street, 3rd floor, Batavia, Ohio.
Thank you. Board, we've had the reading of item number 22. Do I have a motion to approve?
Make the motion.
Second.
Any questions or comments?
Gail, I noticed on there that he said that it was for making revisions to the plot. That means it will probably be.
It will probably come back.
At a later date.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
They have to make.
And just for the record here, those plots have to be correct. They have to be pretty much perfect. All of that documentation has.
It's all about where the lines of those plats meet the village.
Mhm.
And so that had to be corrected.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Roll call.
Commissioner Corcoran.
Yes.
Commissioner Painter.
Yes.
Commissioner Batchelor.
Yes. Morning, Emily.
Morning, Board. Emily Akers, Office Management Budget. I have a recommendation to resolve to approve and authorize changes in the annual appropriation resolution number 186-25 for calendar year 2026. This is a supplemental appropriation into the COVID recovery fund, other expenses for $26,718.05. And what this is there were two water resource projects in the ARPA funds that were awarded in '24, and they actually came in under budget, under the purchase order. So we have that much left on those purchase orders that we are going to reallocate to a different water sewer project that is using ARPA funds as well. But since it was a prior year purchase order, even liquidating it did not affect the budget. So we had to put the budget back in place.
Okay, thank you. Board, we've had the reading of item 23. Do I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second.
Roll call.
Commissioner Painter?
Yes.
Commissioner Corcoran? Yes. Commissioner Batchelor?
Yes, thank you, Emily. Item I, any additions to the agenda?
Yes, we do.
Okay,
It's a motion to approve notice of intent to sue letter under
okay.
the Resource Conservation and Recovery Act.
Can I have a motion to add this to the agenda?
So moved.
I'll second.
Roll call?
Commissioner Painter?
Yes.
Commissioner Corcoran? Yes. Commissioner Batchelor?
Yes. Gail, you gonna,
I will read the motion. This is a recommendation to approve the notice of intent to sue pursuant to the Resource Conservation and Recovery Act, authored by Keating, Muthing, and Kleekamp, PPL, on behalf of the Board of Clermont County Commissioners.
thank you. Board, you've heard the reading. Do I have a motion to approve?
I'll make the motion.
Second.
Any comments?
I would make a comment on that, just so we understand what the content of the letter that's being asked to be approved is. The content of that letter was a notification from the Board of Commissioners served by a notice of intent to sue under the Resource Conservation and Recovery Act, which is in accordance with Article 42 of the United States Code 6972 on three particular entities: Commercial Liabilities Partners, and Richmond Development Corporation, and Duke Energy. And the alleged notice talks about RCRA violations and conditions associated with the handling, storage, and treatment, disposal of combustion residues, waste at the former William Beck George site in Richmond, Ohio. The notice was put out to protect, obviously, the public drinking water of our PUB well fields down in the Palestine area, right adjacent to that site. CCRs that are in storage there and in contact with groundwater can contain carcinogens with neurotoxins, and include arsenic and boron, cadmium, hexavalent chromium, lead, lithium, mercury, selenium, and thallium. Exposure to those elements can cause many things associated with the risk of skin, liver, and bladder and lung cancer. We took that action, and the action is to protect the residents from these known CCR materials that are in contact with the well water. According to the notice, the problem with them handling that material is that the material is being left in contact with groundwater, since those ponds that they deposited this ash in do not have liners underneath them, nor do they have a leachate system, which would collect this leachate so that it could be disposed of in a proper manner. And we would just want to make sure that Clermont County here at Water Resources, they do rigorous testing and treatment and protocols to ensure that our drinking water is not impacted. And I can tell you that it has not been impacted. However, our concern is that if this plume continues to migrate into the PUB well fields, the only way that we're going to be able to deal with that is by installing a treatment train for something upwards over $30 million to be able to scrub these contaminants out of water that the citizens of Clermont County are not responsible for. The entities that have been notified on this particular notice are responsible for. So just wanted to make sure that we talked about what the content of this letter is that's at the dais.
That's right. Thank you. Okay.
Do you want me to call?
Roll call.
Yes.
Commissioner Corcoran?
Yes.
Commissioner Painter?
Yes.
Commissioner Batchelor?
Yes. Thank you, Dave, for that explanation.
You're welcome.
Moving on to item J, I'm requesting an executive session pursuant to Section 121.22 G1 and 121.22 G3 of the Ohio Revised Code to consider the employment or compensation of a public employee or more public employees, and two, to confer with the attorney for the board concerning disputes involving the public body that are the subject of pending or imminent court action. Do I have a motion to go into executive session?
Before we move on that particular motion to go into executive session, there was a young man that came in here today and I didn't catch his full name. So if you'd restate your name for me, please.
Mr. Ivan Delgado.
Mr. Ivan Delgado, thanks for being here today. And there was nothing that would please us more than having this room full of young people, so that we could hear from them. We encourage that. Keep in mind that all commissioners are available by phone, 24/7. We serve a 4-year term. That doesn't mean that we're just here from, early in the morning until early in the evening. When I first became a commissioner, just to share a quick story, I wanted to move these meetings to 7 o'clock at night. The reason I wanted to do that is I had served on a school board, and many people have served on a school board or in township trustees, and they have their meetings at night. One of the things that school boards and trustee meetings don't have in common is they do 1 or 2 meetings a month. We are required by the Ohio Revised Code to do 50 meetings a year. So what I found out very, very quickly was that holding the staff over here at Clermont County at night for a 7 o'clock meeting and having to move all these recording devices in and the overtime that's associated with that had been tried before. So I went back and looked at that, and I found that the attendance wasn't any better at 10 o'clock in the morning than it was at 7 o'clock at night once the first meeting had continued. So that's why we've always continued with this meetings at 10 o'clock in the morning. So I just want to make sure you were aware of that, but thank you for being here today. Appreciate you. You bet.
Hey, Commissioner Parent, when was that?
When was that? Well, there wasn't a study.
Was it, you went to 7?
Oh, I was 10 years ago when I first came, 2017. You bet. Huh?
A few times?
No, I don't even think we even attempted it. We went back and looked at what the response was.
Oh, I'm saying, when was the response that you're speaking of? When you said you moved it to 7? But
We never moved the meeting. We looked into moving it to 7, but we never actually held a 7 o'clock meeting. We have held some 7 o'clock meetings when it came to public sessions before, though, especially over the Newtonsville sewage treatment project. Thank you. Sure.
Okay,
A roll call.
roll call.
Or a motion, actually.
we got
the motion, we
just need the roll.
We need a roll call.
Oh, no, we didn't.
To go into executive.
No, we did not. Go ahead.
Okay, somebody make a motion.
So moved.
Do I have a second?
I'll do it now.
Now will you do
No,
a
it's
roll
fine.
call, please?
Commissioner Painter,
Yes.
Commissioner Corcoran.
Yes.
Commissioner Batchelor.
Yes. We will be back after executive session. We have returned from executive session. No decisions or actions were taken. At this time, we'll move on. County staff, elected official. Ursula, you have anything? You're the only one out there.
Why you ask? Yes, hi. I'm Ursula Miller, the communications coordinator for the county, and I want to piggyback on Gary Knapp's talk earlier, just to promote America 250. We've got a county-sanctioned event in conjunction with Clermont Senior Services coming up on Monday, June 15th, and it'll be at Union Township Civic Center in the Clermont County Senior Services area. And this is, we're calling it the Great American Birthday Party and Art Show. We've got some wonderful watercolors and a number of quilts that the seniors have made. We've also got a lineup of entertainment. The BB Chicks are going to dance. That is connected to Congressman Taylor's mom, believe it or not. And then we have singing librarians. We have 2 librarians and some others that are going to be leading us in the national anthem, and there'll be a sing-along, and we have a wonderful pianist who's also going to be playing in the background. So it's going to be great fun, cake and punch. Happy birthday, America. So.
And the time.
Oh, yes. Thank you. Thank you. So, it's in the afternoon. It's an open house from 3 to 6, but the program itself is at 4 o'clock.
They've got some beautiful things ready to go. It's amazing.
It really is. And
Great
we're going to
work.
start pushing it out and promoting it. And I'll remind everybody again next week, too. So hope you can come. Thanks.
Great.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ursula.
Okay, moving on then. L, member comments. Commissioner Corcoran.
Done.
Commissioner Painter.
Done.
Okay. Who wants to make it?
So moved. Adjourn.
I will second.
Roll call, please.
Commissioner Painter,
Yes.
Commissioner Corcoran, yes. Commissioner Batchelor.
Yes, we will see you next week.